If you want to be good at Canyon, and by good I mean being in the top 5 of Lost Canyon, Sunset Canyon, you need to be VIP 18. It's plain and simple. VIP 18 is very good because it offers 10% more true capacity. And along the way from VIP 17, you get all damage. So you get more damage and you get more troops. With more troops, you deal more damage and you're able to survive for longer. So prerequisites for winning Canyon is you don't have to win, you just have to outlast your opponent, and you should have more troops by the end of the timer. Now, the good news is you don't really have to care about Canyon. Like if you win or lose in Sunset Canyon, there isn't really much of a difference when it comes to rewards. And the seasonal rewards every week are not really that noticeable unless you rank one every single week, which these two usually do. So I guess it only matters to them. But if you reach top 100 in Lost Canyon, I think you get, by the end of it, you get like 100 of these 60-minute speed ups and, keys, resources, and all that good stuff. So being top 100 is definitely easier than being top 3 in Sunset Canyon. But good news is you don't really have to care about that either. I think the more important thing to care about is the Lost Canyon shop, which gives you access to 2 legendary blueprints, which is the Eternal Night Pants and the Shield's Return Boots. So as you can see here, I have them both here special talented and upgraded to second tier. And here on my Trajan, I have them special talented too, and they all came from the Lost Canyon shop. So as you can see, it's a very reliable source of getting the items, and particularly the boots I think are more important because they give you more march speed, especially for infantry. That is a crutch most infantry players have. So if you don't have a 4-piece set, or even if you do have extra leadership, extra march speed is always nice. So to accumulate enough coins, you just need to stay around top 100 in Lost Canyon, and I've been doing that for the past year or two, and it's not that hard. But then again, Sunset Canyon or Lost Canyon is the only game mode that I know, maybe from Olympia at some point in time, that actually favors infantry. So if you're an infantry simp, like I could say that I am too, you have 2 infantry, 1 leadership, 1 archer, and 1 cavalry. This is the current meta, as you can see from the top 1 and 2. He has the same thing. He has leadership, he has 1 infantry, 1 cavalry, 1 archer, and 2nd infantry. And Rick has the same thing. Steve has the same thing. And Bang has the same thing. Just a little bit the variations. So the good news is, even if the opponent is VIP 18, you can still win. And Canyon has a lot of RNG, and sometimes it gets it. Sometimes you need multiple duels to really see if you actually beat the opponent, but in most cases, you can beat them. It's not impossible. So maybe I'll try it out, see if I can. I don't think I can be Rick, but just for the video's sake, let's try it out. So this is my lineup. I have Liuche with Sargon. You can use Liuche Alex. You can use Liuche Constantine. You can use Gorgo Liuche. I prefer it as the offlane. Offlane should be a combination of support and DPS. So Liuche provides, the AOE if he gets in the middle. Like I don't put him here, like on the back end. I try to put him close to my Trajan March so he gets the buff as well. And Juan, you could make a suggestion that you could put Guan in the backline so you can have the silence for longer, and you could put Nevsky in the front just because of the expertise, which makes it more tankier and more durable. You could do that, but I prefer to put my Alex on the backline because it has more DPS with armaments and equipment. It's much better. And as you can see, Zhuge Liang with YSG, this is my main DPS march, basically. You want to put him in the center so you can target as many marches as possible. So this is the best positioning to do that. So as you can see, he has sieges on his offlane march, and I have T1 sieges on all my frontline marches. The reason behind that is I want to have all my marches connect at relatively the same time, so they all get to do the skill cycles a little bit faster, like the backline. Backline is more important because they really do more damage the less troops the enemy has. In turn, they do less damage, and you get the point. So this is how I would line up. He obviously has VIP 18, so as you can see, there's a big difference in troop capacity, but you can tweak it a bit if you're not VIP 18, and I'll cover that after the battle. But basically, if you have the accessory, which is called stratagem, I think, I forgot the first part of the name, but basically gives you, I think, 5% extra troop capacity, and I think it's just a canyon min-maxing accessory. Like, obviously, troop capacity is good. More troops equal more damage and more sustain. But on the open field, I think in general, you want to be the first one firing all your skill cycles and have everything, lined up before the enemy. So as you can see, I do not have much hopes going against Rick. Rick is absolutely cracked. I don't know how I actually won against him. I can watch the replay, but I would rather see it later. And yeah, actually not terrible here. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. Look at the difference in power, and I know he's a cracked player, but there is no shame to losing to someone like Rick, who has literally 3 million Kenyan power. But we can try again with someone else, maybe Steve-O, for example. So Steve has a very similar lineup, as you can see. He has 2 infantry, 1 mixed, 1 archer, 1 cavalry. The good news is he doesn't have Herman. If he had Herman, the whole backline would be very much evaporated in a couple skill cycles. So this is the same configuration. I will not change anything. So let's see how we do in this one. When it comes to pairings, well, in the early game, I really don't feel comfortable giving out advice on the early game pairings. But once you reach Season of Conquest, I think if you invested someone like Constantine at 5511 and have a YSG max by the time you reach Constantine, by the time you reach Season of Conquest, is a very good foundation for the rest of the lineup, because Constantine, even at 5511, is a great commander for Kenyan. I do have him at that, but I would rather not use him because I want to use Sargon somewhere. I want to see how he does as an off lane. So that is the main reason. And yeah, I'm not looking too comfortable here either. Damn. Like I said, it's the harsh truth, man. VIP 18, sometimes you get a win. If it's probably a fluke, but you see the reason why true capacity is so cracked in Lost Canyon, or Canyon in general. So I'm talking about the accessory, which is this one, Ancient Stratagems. 3% capacity, but if you crit it, I think it would be like 4.5 or something. If you want to always be in the meta, just check your Lost Canyon rankings and see the first top 3. If they stick around for a long time, you see what they use, and it usually works. At this point, everyone has a similar, lineups, but what separates them is mostly the armaments and the tiers. So that's the only thing that's really differentiating from top players. So it's not just commanders anymore. It's their armaments, it's the tiers. I know there's been a new event, Canyon Clash, and I think the event has, promise, but I find it very underwhelming, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of room to improve that event. Like, let's say on top of the dome, you only get 3 chances in 2 days. So the easy fix to do more, get more rewards, is to have the 3 chances reset every day. So in 2 days, you actually get to fight 6 times, and you should get more coins. And in the shop, you should have more options. So not just transmutation stones, you should have maybe some equipment choice chests for legendaries, and epic material choice chest. So something That makes Canyon even more interesting because myself, I find it actually quite interesting, to duel people better than me to see how much I've actually improved. And if I lose, I lose. There's no shame in losing because the rewards are not that different when you lose and when you win. So you can see there's a different lineup has a Saladin. So let's see how we do against this. You can see the march speed of my top marches. It's close to be same as my front line. I mean back line. So in turn, it should make my skill cycles be more relevant. You can see my backline is completely, or I should say, off lane is completely destroying the Saladin with no sweat. And now my Liu Check comes in with the debuffs and the Sargon with the stacks, which makes in turn my Zugi YG even do more damage. So this should be a very comfortable victory, even despite him having Herman, Zugi Herman. As you can see, he's still alive, but not for long. So I would say the most important commanders right now for Canyon purposes would be Constantine, Herman, and then I would still use Guan just because of the silence, and a support march. So the best one is Trajan Mulan, but you can use Trajan Constantine. You can use the configuration is 2 infantry, 1 leadership, 1 cavalry, 1 archer. It is the current meta. So if you're infantry simp, you should be doing it better than your archer and cavalry opponents, simply because they offer a lot more tankiness and a lot of more buffs and debuffs, which make them durable longer on the field. In the backline, you should put all your most damaging marches, so lots of AoV, ideally circle AoV, and then in the backline, someone like Nevsky Joan will do wonders. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. If you have any more tips, consider sharing them too. I'm always down to see something new so I can improve as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one.